I hope you're enjoying this beautiful, beautiful Sunday. Let's celebrate today in love and togetherness.
And the church said, Amen. Welcome to Unity Church of the Hills. I'm Reverend Jean Lein, and I would like to extend a special welcome to anyone who's here for the first time. Thank you for gracing us and bringing your energy to share this morning with us. And if you're here for the 1,000th time, you know you are so welcome as well. So we want you to know that whoever you are, wherever you are on your journey, you're welcome here. This is a place of belonging, and we're just grateful for your presence. So that applies to you. If you're virtually with us today, welcome. If you're going to be watching this at a later time, either watching it again or watching it for the first time, you're so welcome. Thank you for being part of our community.
We gather this morning as one beloved community, as we light this Christ candle, as we always do, as a reminder that the light of God lives within every single one of us. This June, we celebrate Pride Month, honoring our LGBTQIA+ siblings, friends, and family members in all their beauty, courage, and wholeness. We affirm, as we always have, that every person is an expression of the divine. There are no exceptions. There are no conditions. There is only love here. One of our core values here at Unity Church of the Hills is inclusive, creating a sacred space that honors the diversity and uniqueness of every person. We value the inherent worth and dignity of all. We seek to understand and appreciate each other's lived experiences. And we are deeply enriched as we consciously question our assumptions. As this flame burns, may it be a beacon, not just in this room, but in our hearts and in our world, that every person deserves to be seen, celebrated, and loved exactly as they are. May we be that light for one another.
Please join me in prayer. Breathing in the sweet presence of the divine, I enter into this moment of prayer. I celebrate the spiritual community and this divine appointment and bless each person in attendance and the families, friends, and communities they represent. I rejoice in change and transformation, that of my life and the life of my community, my state, my country, and planet. Wonderful opportunities and possibilities that I can't even conceive of with my human mind are already present and real in divine mind. The answers exist along with the problems. As I quiet my mind and open myself to receive, I am inspired and guided. I ready myself to know and do what is mine to do. I focus my mental energy on my values, vision, and mission, visualizing solutions with clarity and wisdom, celebrating that love prevails. My life is a demonstration of love and light. I choose my thoughts, words, and actions from a place of wholeness and oneness with all. I am continually transforming my life. Every time I choose faith over fear, grace instead of judgment, kindness instead of condemnation. I create a ripple of love that raises the vibration of the whole world. And so it is. Amen.
All right, if everyone will join me in I'm Choosing Heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing peace today. I'm choosing peace today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing peace today. I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today.
Okay. I was thinking it was meditation, but I'll do my inspirational reading. How about that? This is from Reverend Michael Big Beckwith. Your inner work is about your relationship with the presence so that you experience a complete identity shift. If you have a relationship that lets you say, my life is the life of God no matter what, and you hold fast to the vibration of that identity, the outcome takes care of itself. You don't attract it, you reveal it as the living revelation of who and what you are as a spiritual being. Ultimately, it's about the relationship you have with the divine within yourself.
not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I am the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. 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 I'm not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. All light. All light. All light. I am compassion. I am light. I am love. I am compassion. I am love. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light.
Inspiration Choir. We could all just go home now, right? Well, you can't believe everything that you see these days, can you? With artificial intelligence developing the way it has, a lot of those things that it puts out are really, you can't quite tell. It used to be the shadow was in the wrong place, but they've gotten things pretty nifty so that it's hard to tell what's real and what's not. But even if they didn't have AI doing these photos and things, even if that wasn't the case, I think a lot of times we might not necessarily even see what's real. Have you ever had the experience of having 2 or 3 people see an event, and then one of them has one story, and one has another description, and one has yet another description, and you think, well, God, what really happened? One of the reasons that happens is because of something that we call the reticular activating system that we have. See, there are billions of bits of information that are in our surroundings at any moment. Billions. And our system is not designed to see all of them. If we were suddenly made aware of all of them, it would totally blow our circuits. Okay? So we have this reticular activating system which filters. It filters sounds, it filters things that we see, images, and it prioritizes them. It's based back in the primitive brain, okay, which is based in survival. So its first thing it's going to say is this dangerous or not? But then what it learns to filter in, coming in, is this relevant or not? Is this something you focus upon? Now, just an example of this is that you may not be thinking about the air conditioner running. You might not even be aware, but then it clunks off, or it turns off, and it's like, oh, it was running. That's just an example. There was a sound there, but you didn't hear it. You didn't hear it because of the reticular activating system. It was helping you out to pay attention to things that were important to you. So it is largely shows us what we focus on. And so there's a group called the Avid Business Performance Group on YouTube, and it says, oh, because of this, you've got to be very careful what you focus on. If you think things like, I never have enough money, I'll always mess this up, I'm really bad at this. How about this one? There are not enough hours in the day. Well, then the reticular activating system, it goes out there and it says, oh, I'm going to pull these things that prove to her that what she said was right. So the experience you get validates all those things. And then what happens, your brain, your mind goes, see, I was right. And so it entrenches those beliefs deeper and deeper into your psyche, and actually into a lot of other things, your energetic system. But then what happens is the reticular activating system says, oh, and I can find more of those things, and it does. And it filters out everything that does not agree with those beliefs. So you can tell that because what we see is based on what we are inside. Reverend Michael Beckwith says this, you never get what you want, you get what you are. What we are. What we've allowed ourselves to be focusing on. So what this tells us is that because we cannot rely on what's coming in and what we see, what we experience, what we feel, because we cannot rely on that to be truth, we can't rely on it to be accurate because of these various things, that we've got to instead learn to rely on something else, not something outside of us. Because if we're looking at an incomplete picture, which is what we are looking at, incomplete, it's partial, how can we get wholeness out of that? So we're going to add to that the fact that we have things called media, news media, social media, and these things are what's presented to us. We have to remember that they've also gone through the person's reticular activating system, so they've already been filtered by someone else, interpreted by someone else who's presenting you with what they want you to see, and then your own reticular activating system gets in it. So by the time those things come into us, we really are not seeing a whole picture. And then add to that, most of the time in the media, they want to get the thing that gets you emotionally charged, that gets you more afraid, afraid of what those other people are going to do, or afraid of how that's going to impact you, afraid of, all the terrible things that are going to happen. So they build fear into it. So, and it doesn't matter, I don't care which news media you listen to, they all do it, okay? I know we have a tendency to think, well, my news media is correct. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's really all like that. It's designed that way. So what that means is that each of us have come to a place where we're very polarized in our society today. It's probably more polarized than I've seen it in a long time. But what happens with this polarization is that it puts us very much in duality. If you're on one side or another side, you're in duality. You're not in unity. You're not in unity consciousness. We see it one way, we might totally reject the other way, one way. It's like I've got single vision. This is all I see and this is all I believe. Well, it gets worse. The brain actually is not helping us out. The National Science Foundation found that the average person has 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. And they measured these thoughts in terms of whether they were positive or negative, and 80% were negative. 80%. And then 95% were the same repetitive thoughts that you had the day before. So with all of this going on, we find that our way of thinking, our mental capacity is not really supporting us. At least not this group of us who want to be enlightened, right? We want to expand our consciousness. So these things are just not being helpful for us. Yet for centuries we've had people, teachers and educators telling us that we ought to look and see the good in other people. I had such a teacher in my life. My mother, she would say things like, if you can't see the good in someone, if you can't say something nice about them, don't say anything at all. Some people found that familiar. There was an Austrian Israeli thinker and educator called Martin Buber who talked about I-it relationships being in terms of transactional relationships. I'm just going to have this transaction with you. And then I-thou relationships where we were able to actually see the entirety of another person, where the relationship was based on a deep love, a deep respect for the other person. He said this love requires courage because it involves a profound relinquishment of self. A true love for human beings, he says, constitutes the most daring act of all. Wow. True love, a daring act. So you might say, well, that's kind of good news because I'm in New Thought. And I do know about seeing the positive things. So my reticular activating system is going to act differently. I know about not saying those negative things. We might say, okay, I know this thing is called affirmations. And we say affirmations. We say, oh, I'm great at this. I have plenty. I'm confident. I'm always on time. I'm good managing my money. We say things like that. And then our reticular activation system goes into effect, and then our whole life turns out to be really beautiful. Sounds easy, doesn't it? So I could just stop here, and we'd all go home happy, and we could transform. But we're all sitting here. Some of us would like a little bit of healing to happen. Some of us may want our relationships to be a bit more fulfilling. We might want to meet our financial needs a little bit easier. In the 137 years since Unity was founded, there have been many people that have really been helped by affirmations, and I'm one of them. When I was new into New Thought, I started doing affirmations and my life was changing just like that. Of course, I got sober at the time too, so that might have had a little something to do with it. But affirmations were very helpful. They were very helpful, and they've helped a lot of people. And at the same time, humanity has evolved and is continuing to evolve. And so we're not still at that level of mental awareness that we were when affirmations were like the new thing, when they were like, this is going to help you. You know, we have evolved our level of consciousness so that at this point in time, we need something more than just saying affirmations. I think you should still say them. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying that's probably not enough for where we want to go with where we are at this point in time. See, it is possible for us to move forward and to actually expand our awareness and our consciousness, but it is going to require that we do some changing. And by changing, it doesn't mean that I have to get those people to change or that I have to change, you know, what you say over here, what you do, how you treat me. It's not about that. We've got to change inside. Inside. We have to change what Dr. Sue Morter calls our come from. Where am I coming from? What are my deep beliefs? It's not just what I see out there. It's who is it that's doing the seeing. That's what we need to change. See, that means that instead of only looking at one reality and saying, this is it, that I have to be open. Have to be open. Is it possible that I could go to this place where it's a both and? I see both this and this. It's not either or. Can I have my opinion but still be interested in what you have to say? Can I see that maybe, oh, there's some validity over there and some validity over here? Can I maybe see that, well, the answer is not really that or that. It's kind of a third way. Can I know that instead of black and white, that there's full color that's available? Both and. This is what I call seeing double vision, not the single vision of this is what's right, but this double vision of there's possibility out here perhaps I hadn't thought about. Perhaps what I heard wasn't quite accurate. Let me be open to listening. Both and. Now for some of us, this is going to grate up against something that, you know, we might feel like screaming, no, I will never see that person's point of view. Now I'm sure none of us say that. Right? But we might know somebody who might say something like that. But the problem with that is that what we've heard is their point of view. It's probably not even really their point of view. It's probably something somebody made up about them. And then the other thing is that whenever we block out something like that, when we say, no, never, not going to do it, we are thwarting our own expansion of consciousness. We're hurting our own selves. See, here's where we get to talk about God. We all know God is not a man in the sky. Okay, so what is God? God is everything. God is not just a source out of which things come out, which are different than the source. God is everything. It's everything. It is creator, it is the act of creating, and it is creation, which means us. All of it is the presence. So if we want to really be in alignment with that, we have to see everything as divine. Everything. Well, when we can do that, then we begin to be multidimensional. We're meant to be multidimensional beings, seeing different realms. That's what Jesus meant when he said, in my Father's house, in my Father's mansion, there are many rooms. He didn't mean when you die, I'm going to give you a key and you can go to your own room. What he meant was that there are many different realms here. There are different realms of consciousness. Because that's what we are. We're consciousness come into density, into this form. We're here to further the frontier of consciousness. That's what we're here doing. And there are many realms within that, many levels of consciousness. You yourself are probably at a different level of consciousness than you were 5 years ago. Let's hope, right? We hope that's the case. Or even yesterday. Different realms. Again, it's not necessarily just about what we think, though, because we've heard about what the mind does. It's about the energy, the consciousness, the vibration that we carry. That is what our come from really is. You know people that walk into a room and you can sense the room light up, or the room feels like the air just got all sucked out of it. That's because their come from, the energy, the vibration they're carrying does that. Okay, so it's like Reverend Michael said. I'll repeat it again. You never get what you want, you get what you are. What you are. So, as consciousness, being energy that's awake, energy that's coming into the density of this physical matter, pushing the frontier, we have to have a singular focus. If we really want to fulfill what is ours to do in that way, and our singular focus is to know everything as divine, we need to develop seeing everything as love. Love equals divine. Everything as that. See, when we can do this, then we become our authentic, our whole selves, our whole holy selves. But we have to accept and embrace the beauty of our own being. It's not enough to look at another person and say, I see your beauty. It's just not enough. It's incomplete. You have to see the beauty and accept the beauty of your own being. Because our version of another's divinity is limited by our version of our own. So I brought some tools with me today so that we can help to have this singular focus of seeing everything as divine, everything is love. And I like acronyms, so I do have an acronym for today. And the acronym is SEE, S-E-E. The S stands for sit back down inside. Okay, so we've already heard that we can't trust what's outside to be that which guides us into more wholeness. We have to go within. Because those 11 billion bits of information that are coming into us at every millisecond, those go straight into the body. The body senses them. We're sensory beings. And the body doesn't filter like the mind does. Okay, so it just senses truth. We have to go down in there to sense what is true, to let the mind relax enough to pay attention to what's going on in here. You have a gut instinct? Of course you do. That's truth rising up within you. We have to be able to sense those things. Of course, it does mean meditate too. I remember Reverend Michael in practitioner training, he would always say, CYBD. It was like, sit your butt down. That's meditation. But also, there's something else we can do when we go within, and that's breathe. There are breath works that we can do that can help enliven our entire body, which is really what we're here to do. See, some people think we came into this dimension just to kind of live out here, out of our head. and that the body's an afterthought. No, we came into the physical dimension so that we could fully experience our own spiritual essence, fully physically. So that means in every cell of our body, we want to feel this life. We want to feel this essence of wholeness. We want to be able to sense when something is for us and pulls us forward, or when it's not for us and we just kind of rock back a little bit. We want to be able to sense where it is energy is flowing and not flowing. If we can do that, we can avoid having it stagnate and become a physical problem. So we have to do breath work once we're down inside. And so after the talk, for a few minutes, we're going to do a little bit of embodiment work with the breath, just so you know that. See, most of us really, we've got the body so clamped down, we can't tell a thing. So we have to soften it. Soften it. Allow the breath to move within it. Okay, that's the S. The first E stands for energy is love. Now, scientists are telling us that everything is energy, and since this is a spiritual place, I can say, and that means everything is God, and God is energy. It's energy. Finally, science and spirituality merging, right? Finally, after all these years. But this gets us to the root of what we are, which is love. At our essence, that's what we are. So if we're constantly carrying this vibration of love, then we're in alignment with the universe. And if we're not carrying this vibration, we're out of alignment. Well, you know what happens when your car is out of alignment? Your tires wear out. And that's what happens when we're out of alignment. We wear out. And we don't get to where we want to be as efficiently as we could. So we want to constantly be carrying this energy, knowing that this energy, this love essence, is what we are, and carrying it with us. Dr. Sue Morter says, our own self-love is a must. We are a stream of love. When being anything other than love, we're thwarting the potency as one who makes a difference. See, we're here to bring that stream of love into the density of the consciousness that's here. And if we're not carrying love, then we're not being able to do that as potently as we could, as we wanted to when we decided to come here. Because this is really what it's about. So if we really want to make a difference, rather than being against something, we need to be that stream of love. That's going to change more on the planet than anything else we can do. Anything. And here's why. Because if I decide to love first, or if I'm in a situation where there's the appearance of not love, and I decide I'm going to love anyway, or if I have something and it's like, okay, I'm not going to respond until I can do it in love. If I come to those sorts of decisions, then someone on the entire opposite side of the planet immediately can make that kind of a decision too. Because I've lifted the level of consciousness all around. You might say, well, how do you do that? You're not close to them. Okay, now wait. We're God, right? Is God bound by time? No. Is God bound by space? No. Once consciousness is lifted to an awareness in one place, it's lifted all over the place. And so, what else could you do that would have such an impact as that? Nothing I know about. Energy is love. So the last E stands for everything serves, no exceptions. No exceptions. Well, this might be a little hard for us to take, especially if we've had some things in our past which felt like, I don't see how this can serve. I don't see how this can be helpful. Maybe we've had abandonment or abuse or been mistreated in some way. But if we can step back enough to step into our divinity, what we really are, we can see that, for instance, in the form of abuse. I've been able to see that I can develop self-love. And I've been able to develop forgiveness in a way that I don't think I could have in any other way. If we've suffered from abandonment, we get to find out that I have everything within that I needed. Or if I'm in a position of being mistreated, I can find that, that person was simply mirroring back to me what I have within me about myself. Everything serves. Everything serves. So what we need to do is, when we're looking at these things, is bring the divine into it. Not that the divine's not there, but bring our awareness of the divine into it so that we can see it from a different perspective, so that we can see that everything serves. When we step back far enough, we can rise to another realm in consciousness and see that everything is divine. We can have that singular focus, knowing that everything serves. No exceptions. No exceptions. It's all for me, all for you. So, we're going to see this week. Sit back down inside. Okay, do our work inside. Know that energy is love, and we are that. And that everything serves. No exceptions. So, with this, let's just take a moment to integrate. You might sit there and close your eyes. And let's breathe deeply in the belly. You might notice that the belly might have some tenseness around it, or maybe the solar plexus is a little tense, but what we're going to do now is just let that go. Soften. Soften. And breathe deeply in the belly. And now feel the presence of love, not as something that's separate from you, but feel it. It may start in your heart, but then you can expand it and let it flow down into the solar plexus and into the belly. So that through your core, there's this warm feeling of love. And we breathe into that. Allowing the breath to fully inhabit the core. We may inhale in the belly and then keep expanding till the solar plexus is expanding, and then keep expanding up until our heart is expanding and the lungs and even beyond the lungs. And then exhaling in all directions as we feel that the love we are expands beyond this body into our larger field. As we come back inside, breathe back, inhale again into the belly and in the heart. We allow that feeling of love to magnify. And we set an intention on a singular focus. That all I see, all I experience, I will have this as my lens. see through the eyes of love, sense through the tactile experience of love. Allow love to be what rises in me in the morning and what lies down with me in the evening. Knowing ourselves as that presence. And so we take another deep belly breath. And then we exhale, allowing it to travel down into the earth. And you might feel your fingers a little more tactily in your feet. Maybe plant them further on the floor and realize that is love too. And when you're ready, just open your beautiful eyes. I just want to put a vision out there. If each of us saw through the singular focus of love, imagine what it would do for the planet. It would be a remarkable event. Thank you. Okay, I do the offering now. So, now is the time when we get the opportunity to give, to know that we are in that flow of abundance and good, express our love through the financial support to this community. So we have baskets at the back of the sanctuary. You can, if you have your gift now, you can get up and take it back there now, or when you leave, you can drop it off if you have a check or cash. I've got a check, but also some people do automatic giving online, etc. And if you do that, or if you have an intention that you would have for our spiritual community, you might just hold that in your right hand and hold your left hand over your heart, perhaps. And know that the love that we are extends all the way through. It extends all the way through. So let's say our offertory blessing together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I circulate, and I am grateful. Now that'll put a smile on your face, won't it? Get you dancing in your pew. Okay, I have a few invitations for us. You can join UCOH Board Treasurer Greg Sedlock at 1 o'clock today in Legacy Suite for the UCOH Financial Sustainability Meeting. You can register online if you want to attend on Zoom. Now, next Sunday is our monthly potluck, and we're going to enjoy out on the patio with a concert featuring Deb Varn. So bring a friend and picnic-style food or a dessert to share.
From Columbia, South Carolina, and Leo, my little sidekick buddy, Chorky that he is, half Chihuahua and half Yorkie. We will be on a road trip to Austin, Texas, and singing at the Unity Church of the Hills in Austin, Texas, June 14th, singing in service. And then there's something wonderful planned at 1 o'clock. There will be a picnic concert on their patio there, where you bring your family, good food to share, your pets, and just enjoy an afternoon listening to the stories behind my debut album, Jasmine's Colors, which was released last year on Moonwatcher Records. And this music has been healing for me, and I'm just excited to be able to bring it to you all and have a good time doing it, with my Texas friends, my new friends, and my old friends there. And so I hope that if you're in the area or within driving distance, that you will join us. Also, I'm going to be debuting my new single that's going to be released June 5th called Forgetting to Remember. And it's about my friend Stephen Whitsett, who was Michael Jackson's photographer during the history period. He is our photographer that we have become friends with, over the years. And he takes our shots at the Taylor Boys show that we do every year for Toby's Place, which is a women and children's shelter here in Columbia. And one of my favorite things is just getting to talk to him. He's an amazing person, and he shared the story and his experience with his mother in the days before she transcended. In fact, he took a photograph of him holding his mother's hand, and that is the thumbprint for the single. So I just hope that you all will join us. Come out for fun. Be prepared to laugh. Bring your lawn chairs, your blankets, whatever makes you feel comfortable. And join me. I'm just looking forward to meeting everybody and sharing this music that has healed me. And I hope it'll be a blessing to you too. See you soon.
Great. Yeah, so come join us for that. We've got so much happening here. You can check your newsletter for that, and also the website events page. You can check for all the happenings here. Now, at Unity, we have prayer chaplains, and our prayer chaplains here, they serve beautifully in the prayer ministry. So there will be a prayer chaplain here available in the sanctuary and one in the chapel to pray with you after the service. And if you're online, please know that at Silent Unity, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to pray, and you can call them for your prayer requests. Now here, we have a box outside as you enter on the left-hand side. You can leave a written prayer request in that, and we will hold that in prayer here at UCOH, and as well, we'll send it to Silent Unity, and they will be praying with it for 30 days. So you kind of get a double on that one. Okay, so it's time to say goodbye to our online participants. We're so grateful that you joined us. Thank you for joining us, and now it's
God is light, I am that light. God is love, I am that love. God is the one power and one presence. I am that power and presence. As light, love, power, and presence, I live in unity with all creation and cultivate a world that works for all, and so it is.